Hey guys, a lot of you may not know this about me, but I am a huge lover of Korean food. My last couple years of high school were spent in Nova Scotia, and my roommate was an exchange student from Seoul, Korea. His name was Kyungpo Kang. Shout out to Kyungpo, I miss you, bro. We stayed up late at night cooking Korean noodles, and we also made this dish today, which is bulgogi. It means barbecued beef in Korean. There's a lot of beautiful ingredients here, and I can't wait to get started and show you how to make this dish. This dish will show you how to impress your Korean roommate, or any roommate for that matter. We want to get the wet ingredients going first. So we have a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. This is low sodium soy sauce, but you can use any soy sauce you want. I have a couple tablespoons of rice wine vinegar, a nice tablespoon brown sugar, white sesame seeds, half of my chopped garlic, just like this. Korean mustard is not typically an ingredient that you'll find in this bulgogi, but I'm gonna use just about a teaspoon, just like that. I like the depth, I like the pungency. I love mustard, so that's why that's going in there. And we have hot sesame oil, gochujang, and this is gonna be blazing heat, but that's okay because I like it spicy. At home, if you don't want to add that much, you don't have to. I'm just gonna give this a little stir to incorporate all these ingredients here. Smells like my roommate. Pear is very Korean, and pear will add a nice sweetness to this dish. One trick I'm gonna show you is I'm gonna take a slice off the pear, and now you'll notice that it doesn't move around. Like a carrot or a cucumber, this is a trick that you can use, maybe 4 or 5 slices. And I'm gonna line all these guys up, and then I'm gonna go across and slice it. And we're gonna take slices of the pear, nice big chunks of it. That goes right into our bowl, just like this, nice and rustic. Next, we have our red onion. Traditionally, white onion is used, but I do enjoy the flavor of this. About 1/4 of an inch, and that's more than enough. That goes into our marinade bowl as well. I like a lot of onion. You can add as much as you want at home. 1 scallion, and what I'm gonna do is, I cut it in half, and then I'm gonna cut it in half again. And this way, I'll get to minimize my strokes. You don't wanna go too fine with this. You don't want it to melt away and disappear, but you do want it relatively thin, just not super thin. And now this goes into our bowl. Okay guys, so we have all the ingredients incorporated here. It's time to do a little taste test to make sure we're on the right track. Fantastic, I get the nuttiness from the sesame oil, the rice wine vinegar with the acidity, all the vegetables that we have in there, the scallion, the garlic, the red onion, they're all imparting their own flavor. The brown sugar is there for the sweetness, and of course, the heat as well, which is my favorite part. We're only missing the star ingredient of the show, which is our short rib, so let's go ahead and get this in the bowl. This is actually gonna go into the fridge for a minimum of 1 hour to marinate. Okay, so guys, we have our bulgogi here. The pan is just barely starting to smoke. We want a nice high heat because we want this to go in and out of the pan. I have sesame oil in here, but I'm gonna use a little bit of grapeseed oil. As you can see, we are smoking. This is what you want. You want a very high heat. And we're gonna come in with half of the mixture, and we're gonna fry this in 2 separate batches. Okay, so don't want to overcook the beef. It's been in the pan for just about a minute. I'm just gonna remove this first batch to stop the cooking. And I'm just gonna put a little bit more oil. Nothing is burnt at all. And then we're gonna come in with the rest of our mixture. Frying this in 2 separate batches allows us to not steam the meat, to actually get a little bit of brown color on the meat, which we have. And we want to reduce that liquid a bit, but we don't want to crowd the pan. And this smells unbelievable. This feels like I'm right back in grade 12 with my roommate Kyungpo. He'd be very proud of me. So again, flipping the meat, getting color on both sides. And what I'm gonna do is now remove this from the pan as well, just like this. And I'll leave this here to rest for a minute. And we're gonna jump right into plating, my favorite part. And I'm gonna plate this off to one side here. Nice fluffy rice. Again, to get rice like this, you need to soak your rice for half an hour prior to let it absorb, and I like to call it blooming, to let it bloom. On the other side here, we're gonna place down our bulgogi, which is the barbecued beef. And it's super tender that we use that short rib. And I'm just gonna make a nice pile here. If you wanna serve this in a cast iron pan or some other vessel, that would be fine as well. But again, look at the colors. The onions still have texture to them, and the beef is nice and tender. I can see the bits of pear, all those sesame seeds. Lastly, what I'll do is I will take some of this delicious juice. Again, with this juice, you have the sesame oil and the rice wine vinegar, the brown sugar, the gochujang. There's so many beautiful flavors here. This would not be a Korean dish unless I topped it with green onions. You can never have too much green onion in a Korean dish. That's one thing I learned. We're gonna top it off with white sesame seeds. Little black sesame seed on the rice for some color and some texture. little bit of lime juice on top. I don't want it to taste too limey, but I do want a little bit more of acidity. And lastly, the gochujara, that Korean red chili pepper, that's gonna go right on top, and you're gonna see how beautiful this dish looks. I like it spicy, so I'm gonna make it spicy just like this. Okay guys, we're at my favorite part of the episode where I get to taste this, but it's not just ready yet. We need a couple more things. My off-camera beer, I have a bowl of kimchi, and now I'm ready to get into this and eat this. This is a surefire way to impress your Korean roommate, any roommate, anybody for that fact. But I'm gonna go in, take a piece of the short rib beef here, and get a little bit of the rice. Beef is tender and fatty. This is unbelievable. This is one of the better dishes I've made. This is the guaranteed way to impress your Korean roommate, any roommate for that matter. Are we done shooting? Guys, we finished?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm gonna keep eating this thing. See you guys next time. Hey guys, if you love this video, if you didn't love this video, subscribe anyways.
Cool. Do you want more?
Yeah, and mention
Clean
the whole,
subscribe?
and if you've got someone you want to impress.
A clean sub, okay.
You go right through to if you want to impress somebody, yeah.
Come again?
If you've got someone you want to impress,
Okay,
do
got
that
it.
again, yeah.